A man may escape his enemy. He may hide from spirits. But how does he run when what haunts him moves exactly like him? Tate did not open the door. He couldn't. His body refused to move. The dark shape beneath the door stretched slowly across the floor, thin, trembling, alive. It stopped inches from his feet. Then it rose. Not upward like a person standing, but upward like smoke forced into the shape of a man. Tate stumbled backward. The shape stood before him, flat, dark, but unmistakably human. His height, his posture, his outline. And then it stepped forward. The hut grew colder. The oil lamp flickered wildly. "Leave," Tate whispered. The shadow tilted its head, exactly the way he does when confused. Then it melted into the wall. Gone. Tate collapsed to the floor, shaking. At sunrise, Tate told himself it was a dream. Stress, guilt, imagination. He stepped outside into the early light. Villagers were already awake. Women fetching water. Children running. Men preparing for the market. Everything looked normal. Until he passed the village well. He glanced into the water and froze. The surface reflected the sky, the trees, the women nearby. But not him. Where he stood, there was nothing. A woman screamed. She had seen it too. He has no reflection. The whispers began again. Tate stepped away quickly, heart pounding. Something was wrong. Very wrong. That afternoon, a young boy ran crying through the village. "My father is missing." The villagers gathered quickly. The missing man was last seen near Tate's farm the previous night. All eyes turned toward Tate. "I was home," he insisted. But then an old woman spoke slowly. "I saw someone walking near your barn at midnight." Tate shook his head. "That was not me." The old woman's voice trembled. "It were your shape." Silence fell. That night, Tate refused to sleep. He sat upright in the darkness, gripping a cutlass. Hours passed. Then he heard footsteps again. Outside. He rushed to the door and flung it open. Moonlight flooded the yard. And there, standing in the open field, was himself. Not flat like a shadow. Not smoke. Solid. Three-dimensional. Wearing his face. But its eyes were darker. Empty. It smiled. Not kindly. Slowly, it lifted its hand. And waved. Tate's breath caught in his throat. "I am you," the figure said calmly. "No," Tate whispered. "I am what you gave away." The double stepped backward toward the darkness of the trees. "Tonight," it said softly, "I will collect what you owe." Then it vanished into the forest. From that night on, things began to change. Villagers claimed to see Tate in places he had never been. Threatening looks. Cold stares. Silent watching. A goat was found slaughtered behind his hut. A child woke screaming, saying, "Uncle Tate was standing over my bed." Tate stopped leaving his house after sunset. But it did not matter. Because sometimes, he would blink and find himself standing somewhere else. Near the forest. Near the river. With no memory of walking there. Mud on his feet. Blood once, on his hands. He scrubbed them until his skin burned. "I did not do this," he kept repeating. But doubt began whispering inside him. What if I did? What if the shadow is not separate? What if it is becoming me? Desperate, Tate visited the oldest elder in Zamboro. The old man listened carefully. Then asked one question. "When you sleep, do you dream?" Tate nodded slowly. "What do you see?" Ted swallowed. I see myself walking. Alone. No. The elder leaned forward. And who walks beside you? Ted's voice trembled. My shadow. The elder closed his eyes. You did not sell it, he said quietly. You set it free. Ted's stomach tightened. What does that mean? It means it is no longer bound to follow you. The elder's voice dropped lower. And shadows are made from the darkest parts of a man. That night, Ted locked himself inside. No lamps. No moonlight. He sat in total darkness. If you are part of me, he whispered, then face me. Silence. Then slowly. The darkness in the corner of the hut thickened. It peeled away from the wall. The double stepped forward again. Closer this time. Close enough that Ted could see its expression clearly. It was not angry. It was not evil. It was disappointed. You were weak, the shadow said. You chose comfort over wholeness. Ted shook his head. You are not me. The shadow smiled faintly. I am every selfish thought you buried. Every jealous glance. Every lie you justified. It leaned closer. And now, I no longer have to hide behind you. Ted tried to raise the cutlass. But his arms felt heavy. The shadow placed a cold hand on his chest. Right over his heart. Tomorrow, it whispered, Zamboro will learn which of us deserves to exist. The oil lamp suddenly burst into flame. The hut was empty again. But outside, villagers were screaming.